Oh, hello. What I have in front of me is the beginnings of my garden plan for 2013. What I've done so far is write down what I want to grow, and I base that on the list I made back here on vegetables that we eat and that I think we can grow here in Missouri. I've got things like tomatoes and peppers. Of course, I got sweet peppers and hot peppers, lettuce, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. Anyway, you get the idea. Some fruit, some melons, some cantaloupe. And I also put down a few things that we don't necessarily eat routinely, or some things that we haven't eaten before at all. Kohlrabi, it's supposed to be real easy to grow. It's supposed to grow really fast. So I thought I'd grow a little bit of that this year. Give that a try. And some beets. And when I had decided I wanted to try beets, Daddy J went to the grocery store and bought some beets, and come to find out, I like beets. So I picked out a few other things. Anyway, I made a list of what I wanted to grow. And then, I'm sure you recognize what these are. I have gone through and I have looked at variety after variety after variety of the things I want to grow. Read the descriptions and made some selections, some based on the descriptions, also some because I thought they would just be fun. And anyway, I've got an idea of what I want to grow and which varieties I want to grow. So now I need to put all this into a plan. And what I found after searching online is I found a program, and I'll go through it with you. It's on growveg.com. You're able to build your garden. You start out going outside, taking measurements, placements of everything, and you build your garden space, and then you start dropping plants in there. Anyway, I can't really explain that. I think you will understand that a lot better seeing it than I can explain it in words. So what I'm going to do is take you to the computer and show you the program on the computer. Okay, so let's take a look at the program that I found. It is on growveg.com. And when you get to this page, you would just create your account, start Garden Planner. And once your account is created and start Garden Planner, you'll come up with a screen that looks like this. You will create a new plan, which I will do a new plan, and we will title it Video. Put in your measurements. We'll just leave that there, but if you know what size your garden is, you can enter in your measurements, and if you don't, then you'll need to measure that and get a good idea of what size it is. At this point, you can start drawing in your garden. If you have raised beds, you can just draw your raised beds in there. And if you don't have raised beds, you just have a plot that you are growing in, then you can start adding your plants. So let's say you have a plot and you want to grow some beans. You'll just take your row and drop your row of beans in. And there you go. You have beans, snap beans planted. And that shows you your spacing. You can see that you'll need a foot for each row. And then you'll put your spacing in and go back to your next crop. Here we're going to put beans on the next row. Okay, and then you can also click on the alphabet up here. Let's say you want to plant squash next. Go to the S's and then you look for squash. Okay, and so we're going to plant squash here. And once again, the shadowing, the coloring, will show you how much space you need for that row of squash. And this is saying that for a 16-foot row, you can have 7 plants. And that's just for your plot garden. Or if you have a raised bed garden, then you can draw out your raised bed and you can put your plants in the raised bed. Let's do a row of squash in the raised bed. Or maybe you only want to do half of it. You just drag and drop, and it'll tell you how many plants you can plant in that amount of space. That says you can have 6 squash in a 6x4 area. And then you want to plant spinach. Then you can take spinach, and you can see it is of a different family. So instead of pink, it has purple shading, and it takes less space, so you can get more plants to grow in that area. In a 6-foot by 2-foot section, you can have 30 plants in 3 rows. Now let's take a look at my plan. Let's open my plan, and mine is 2013 garden. Okay, let's shrink this down so that we can get everything on one page. Alright, there we go. And this shows all, so let's go to March. And this will show you what I have planned for March. This shows my chicken coop. I have my compost bins on here. The trees that's in my yard is placed in there. That way it shows you where shading will be. Actually, these trees are not as big as the trees that I actually have, so my shadows go a lot bigger than that. But anyway, the downside to this program is it is not free. You have a 30-day trial, and they do not ask for a credit card number or anything until you decide that you want to subscribe. So you can try it for 30 days, absolutely free. If you like the program, it's $25 a year. And for that fee, they will send you an email every month reminding you that it's time to plant the plants that you have selected to plant. Also, for that fee, on the main page, they have grow guides. Okay, and on the grow guides, you've got different articles on crop rotation, gardening with children, or just about anything you want to read about. Natural pest control, starting a new plot, companion planting, growing from seed, growing tender plants outside, pollination, and the list just continues to go on and on. You can also go to Grow Blogs, and you can read about other gardeners and what they're doing, or you can blog for yourself. You can talk about your own garden and get responses and comments. You can comment on other people's blog. Or they also have a gallery where you can choose to share your garden in the gallery if you choose to. Or you can just look at other people's gardens. You just type in the location you want, and then you can go down and you'll be able to select other people's garden in your area and see what they're growing, see how they have theirs set up, and you can get different ideas. But once again, I think this is a very good program, especially for a beginner gardener like me. It does have the crop rotation assistance if you choose to rotate your crops. Once you plant a crop and then you go to replant, it'll have a red shading to let you know you've already planted that family of crop in that spot to choose a different family. So it's a pretty handy program. One of the things I like a lot about it is based on your plan that you create, you can come up here to the plant list and it will list all the plants that you have in your garden, and it'll tell you how many you will need. For instance, I have an area designated for Cylindra beets, and for the area that I have, I need 24 beet seed, or 24 beet plants. It will also, if you print this out, you can look through and remind yourself of what you plan to order, and you can use this to make your order with. This is also connected to catalogs. We have different catalog company or seed companies listed in here. Many are familiar with Baker Creek. They're tied into this. The Burpee plants, Burpee seeds, and there's another list. You know, the list, you can choose whoever you opt to order from, and then you can just click here, buy, and it'll order your seeds for you. Now, I haven't played with that. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I do use this to make my list and plan my seed order. I did use that and it was very helpful, and as I begin to plant my seeds, it will also let me know how many plants I intend to put in my garden. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the program. I wished I was better at explaining it to you. I do encourage you to sign up for the free trial and play around with it and see if you like it. If you like it, I think it's worth the $25 a year. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope it helps. Until we speak again, be prepared.